I'm really excited for the new Andor show. Ever since Rogue One came out 6 years ago. Wait, 6 years? It's been that long? Jeez. Anyway, with the recent release of the official trailer, I started thinking about the possibility of a Jedi popping up in the show, and what that could mean for the series as a whole. Who could appear, and would it be a good or a bad thing? I'm Zach from the Five Nights Tavern, and today I'll be asking, will a Jedi appear in Andor? Let's get started. Right off the bat, we need to establish when Andor actually takes place. From what I understand, there will be 3 or 4 seasons, and each of those seasons will represent 1 year, with the final season taking place in 0 BBY, that's before the Battle of Yavin in A New Hope, for those of you that actually have lives outside of Star Wars. So that's just before Scarif, I think. So this first season should take place around 2 or 3 BBY, smack dab in the middle of when Star Wars Rebels was taking place. With that in mind, my first thought was the possibility of seeing Kanan, Ezra, or even the whole crew of the Ghost, since they were really prominent members of the Rebellion during this time. Hell, you can even see their ship during the Battle of Scarif. Man, I just can't get away from that battle, can I? Anyway, those two would likely be my first pick just due to their proximity to the Alliance, but I noticed something while watching the trailer that got me thinking of someone else. I swear during the trailer I can see the scrapyards of Braca, where none other than Cal Kestis used to work while he was hiding away from the Empire. The possibility of introducing a live-action Cal here is interesting to me, especially since the community previously thought that he might pop up in Kenobi, but I'm not really sure how close to the Rebellion he got. I know that he worked with Saw Gerrera before, and his group is definitely in the show, so maybe Cal could be with them, working with them. I could really use your thoughts about how Cal could be in the show if you have any ideas. I personally want to see him, and I'm really okay with bending the rules a bit just to see him in live action. The final possibility in my mind is also probably the least likely, and that's Ahsoka Tano. I know she was heavily involved with the Rebellion at first, but I think she had completely moved on after the Battle of Lothal, and wasn't really prominent again until after Return of the Jedi and into the Mandalorian era. But she still remains at least a possibility to me, especially if Dave Filoni is involved, because he likes putting Ahsoka into basically all of his stuff. With all of that in mind, though, I hesitate to say that I want to see a Jedi in the show at all. Part of what made Rogue One special to me was the lack of Force users and the focus on regular people within the Rebellion. Andor, the rest of Rogue One, they were all constantly in danger throughout that film. No one was safe, and we all know that no one survived. That extra tension grounds the Galactic Civil War for me in a way that the other films really couldn't do. We were always following the heroes, Luke, Leia, Han. We all knew in the back of our heads that they weren't really in any danger. Andor and the others were heroes too, but they were vulnerable heroes, and it raised the stakes for me. Introducing a Jedi to a show that seems to be more of what made Rogue One special might take away from that tension and that sense of realism. It is a war after all. Honestly, I'm quite conflicted with this one, and I'd like to hear your thoughts and what you guys think. Would you like to see a Jedi? If so, who? And no, don't say Mace Windu. We all know he survived that fall, but let's be real here. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and as always, cheers.